We are not actually talking about cartoon, but whether something should be a cartoon, if you haven't guessed from the title. Today we are talking about Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, a comic book series that I've been a fan of for quite a while. I love the art style, I love the characters, and I love the merchandise. I wish I can afford the merchandise. For those of you that know nothing about Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, it is about, well, a homicidal maniac. 7-issue comic book series about a homicidal maniac that never gets caught. Ooh. And the series goes a lot deeper than that, of course. This is the director's cut of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, which includes all 7 issues, some extra comic strips, some early sketches, a lot of Happy Noodle Boy, and an interview with Jonah Vasquez, the creator of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. The series then got 2 spin-off comics, which is Squee and I Feel Sick, and Jonah Vasquez is also the creator of Invader Zim, a cartoon on Nickelodeon, or was on Nickelodeon, that also got a cult following and also sold a lot of merchandise. So I was just looking around on YouTube, looking up Johnny the Homicidal Maniac stuff because I was in a very fan mood at the time. I saw a lot of fan animations on YouTube, and I, a lot like other people, wonder whether it should become a cartoon series. Well, of course it can! Anything can, but should it? Should it become a cartoon series? Well, first of all, let's just say fuck you to all the people who said Johnny the Homicidal Maniac can't become a cartoon because cartoons are for children only. Thus, Johnny can't be a cartoon because it's full of mature content. Fuck that! Cartoons are literally art coming to life. And children are always going to appeal to cartoons more than adults, to be honest, because they like the bright colours and there are some characters that are like role models to them. And if I am going to be honest, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac has a lot of child fans. There's children in their fan base. It's quite hard to believe, but then there's grown men in the My Little Pony franchise fan base, so yeah. So to me, it's still acceptable to be a cartoon. Looking at the story of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, however, it's a little too short to fill out a whole series. I managed to read the entire director's cut in one day, and that is including just staring at the art in awe for a few minutes. So in order to avoid pointless filler, it will have to become either a mini-series like Over the Garden Wall, or include the stories of Squee, D Anguish, Happy Noodle Boy, and any other characters. That way the filler could be enjoyable and not pointless. And a lot of people have actually said that the story wasn't what they expected it to be anyway. There's too many monologues and not enough gore! First off, is it just me, or does that actually sound like the most obnoxious character in the entire series? And if I'm honest, I like that part of the story. There's a lot of character development within those monologues, and I always thought that's what people want in a story, right? Character development, hello? And yes, the art of the gore is so beautiful, but too much of it will make it boring eventually, and there will be no story. Despite that though, the story is captivating and hilarious in its own way. I do like the story. If you find a psychologically demented guy committing a lot of murders funny, then this is clearly for you! But what really makes a story is the characters. The characters, to me, are the most important part in creating a story. You can't have the story without characters that drag you into it in the first place. And the characters in this are crazy but divine. First there's Johnny C, or Nee for short, who is the homicidal maniac of the entire story. And also my favourite character. The way he kills people are hilarious! But the most intriguing part of him is his desire not to be a homicidal maniac. He goes to and fro on whether he should kill more people, change for the better, or even kill himself because he's that depressed. These feelings split between 4 characters who are inanimate objects or dead animals who claim to be his inner spirits and have voices, according to Johnny. Nail Bunny is the voice of change for the better, while Psycho Doughboy, Mr. F and Reverend Meat are the voices of kill yourself or kill more people. You almost feel sorry for him. Yes, this comic makes you feel sorry for a homicidal maniac. If that's the intention, that's good writing. You feel sorry for him because he genuinely cares for other people considering he has no family. And he drags himself down by constantly saying he's useless or ugly or something like that. He was also apparently a brilliant artist but didn't go through with it because he went insane. But it's ironic how he's a homicidal maniac, yet he knows it's wrong to rape women and it's wrong to harm children, especially not Squee or D. Squee, or Todd, is a 6 to 7 year old child who is Johnny's next door neighbour and closest friend considering he craps himself every time Johnny comes to see him. Squee literally has nobody. His mum doesn't know he exists, his dad definitely knows he exists and hates him for it. His only friend is a teddy bear. His only human friend is killed in the spin-off series, and his closest person to him for being a big brother figure is a homicidal maniac. This kid's going to have problems. In fact, he got more attention from a paedophile than his own parents. Anne was nearly raped by him until Johnny smashed his brains out. I got a text from somebody. But out of all the relationships Johnny has with any of the characters, him and Squee are my favourite connection in the whole series. The brotherly love Johnny has for Squee is adorable, and it only gets even more adorable when Squee looks up to Johnny as a brotherly figure. And even though fans prefer the relationship between Johnny and Devi, that relationship doesn't really last long, does it? Devi is an artist who works at a bookstore and Johnny's love interest. She's also the main character in the spin-off series I Feel Sick. What I actually like about Devi is the way she reacted to the scary date, as how any girl will react to that. A lot of fans, despite liking the ship, don't like Devi as a character because she refused to forgive Johnny for what he'd done. Come on! You forgive a homicidal maniac and go back out with him and risk your mental health and life? No! I don't think so! Okay, I don't want to go on about any other characters, just the main characters. Let's talk about animation instead. Now, I know it's a comic book, there's no animation, but when I think about if Johnny the Homicidal Maniac was animated, it would be beautiful! You can even animate this in Adobe Flash and it will look beautiful. And now many have said that if Johnny the Homicidal Maniac was animated, it would look like the Invader Zim animation, which I don't have a problem with at all. The attention to detail in Invader Zim is so brilliant, and you can really see everything that you look in that animation, everything stands out and it suits the theme and the style really well. Hand-drawn animation and computer animation is really nice and worthy formats, but I can't help thinking stop motion is the way to go for Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Just compare Tim Burton's art to Jonah Vasquez's art and you can see the similarities, whether Jonah was inspired by Tim Burton or not. The characters have that insane stick figure look and big eyes, and Tim Burton's favourite colours are black and white, and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac is all in black and white. Also, the most popular genre in stop motion is creepy and disturbing shit. It will suit well. And whilst looking at YouTube animations, some are impressive and some are a little lacking, but that just shows how much we want to see a Johnny the Homicidal Maniac animation. So, in my opinion, yes, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac should be animated, and it will be successful. Whatever choice of animation, it's going to be stunning. The characters are already intriguing, and despite the story being short, you can work around that. And because the fan base for it is already huge, it's already going to have a lot of audience to start off with. However, even though I like to see a cartoon series, I have a feeling that I won't have to. After my research for this video, I found out that Jonah Vasquez is going to make a short animation entitled Squee vs. the Labyrinth of Meat. The short will be based off the Squee comics, and whether Johnny will make a cameo appearance, we don't know. Jonah has also announced that on convention panels, he'll be making a big project that could be a theatrical movie, and that could be Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. The project is not yet official, but I doubt it will get turned down. And if the movie is made, we know it will be animated because Jonah has said. Also, live action Johnny the Homicidal Maniac is a little bit weird. And again, because of the huge fan base, the film will make a lot of money at the box office. So to conclude, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac should be an animated something, but I don't mind whether it's a cartoon or movie as long as it's true to its characters. But in the meantime, read the comics, read the spin-offs, watch Invader Zim and look out for that squee animation. Who knows what'll be next? Subscribe here.